Nitya, in
Yeah.
the US we have many different parts of the country and people are very different. What about India? Are the people very different in different regions and
Yeah, there's one difference I like. I think that in India, different parts they have totally different languages. That's sometimes it's a problem because somebody who comes for for traveling or something in northern part of India from south, it's really difficult for them to manage with the language because though our national language is Hindi, and also like the constitutional national language is English, but still, I mean, India is really huge. People coming from south. There are some people like who do understand Hindi to some extent, but there are many people who don't understand at all. So,
really?
yeah,
They don't speak Hindi.
yeah, because we have 33 national languages.
Wow.
So
You have 33.
33, and if you take on the whole, it's around 345 or something.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, and I think every child from India should be able to speak around 2 to 3 languages, basically.
What are the most common languages that people speak in India?
I think Hindi, Gujarati, Punjabi. I think I cannot say common. Every state, every like we have 27 states in India. Every state has its own language, our general language.
27 different general languages.
Yeah.
That's what divides the country, is the languages.
No, it's divided by the states. I
Hmm.
mean, different states we call different parts of it, and also by the language. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. So you
Yeah.
said Punjabi?
Punjabi, Gujarati, Tamil, Malayalam, and
Wow.
they're huge. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. How many
Yeah.
languages do you speak?
6.
6.
Yeah.
What do you speak?
Okay, I can speak Hindi. I can speak Punjabi little bit, and I can understand the whole of it almost. And I can speak Tamil. I can speak Malayalam because Malayalam is my mother's language.
Uh-huh.
She's from southern part of India. My dad is from north part of India, and I speak Hindi. I understand Telugu and I guess Marathi also a little bit.
Wow, and that's not even including English and Japanese.
Yeah, okay, then you include English and Japanese in that.
That's amazing. Okay, well, thanks, Nitya. Nitya, now in India, the Ganges River is very
Yeah.
famous. Why is the river so famous in India?
I guess first reason because Ganges River origins from Himalayas and it's considered very pure because it's basically by the melting of the ice from Himalayas, and it's the whole 12 months and 24 hours flowing river. I mean, it's there's no time in the whole year that it dries up and people say okay, Ganges River dries up. It's like throughout the year the river is there and water is there, water level is maintained, and it's considered holy because of the religious reasons, I guess, because they say in Himalaya there was Shiva there, and this Ganges River origins from his head.
Oh, I see.
So, yeah, so this
A-
is,
And Shiva is a very famous god
yeah, exactly.
in
Yeah,
Hinduism.
religion, yeah.
So you said that the river comes from glaciers or from ice from the
Yeah, yeah.
Himalayas. So is the river super clean?
Super clean, I guess, when it starts from there, but by the time it reaches the lands, I don't think it's super clean.
Does the river have a problem with pollution?
I guess so.
Is it?
Because it's usually like all the cities which are at the bank of these rivers. I guess this problem is in all over India, not only with Ganges River, because there's no infrastructure about this cleaning of environment so much, still not very in action. There are so many schemes from the government, but the actions are not taken. Yeah.
That's the same everywhere in the world.
Yeah, but it's a little too much with India because first thing, there is still a lot of standard problems which are to be solved in India rather than these things. There are people still dying out of hunger. So country which has still people who don't get one meal a day, I think they got to look at that first and then look at anything else. So people have very different way of opinions on these issues.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah. Well, actually, just recently in America with the hurricane that we had,
yeah,
it was the same thing. It was very
yeah,
eye-opening about
exactly.
many people that are in poverty.
Exactly.
Now, back to the river. People bathe in the river, is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
Now, is it
Because
holy or is
they,
it just a
yeah,
routine thing? Hello, Nitya.
hi,
How are you today?
great.
Now, Nitya, can you talk a little bit about where are you from?
Okay, I'm from India, northern part of India, and from a very small city, but the oldest one in India. It's considered a very religious and holy city, has a lot of temples and mosque and different things. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. What is your city's name?
Varanasi.
Varanasi?
Yeah.
And how do you spell Varanasi in English?
Varanasi.
Wow, that's a cool name, Varanasi. And it's the oldest city in...
Oldest city in India.
Wow, now you said it's a holy city.
Yeah.
What kind of holy city? For what religion?
Because that's the greatest part of it, that it has all the religions buildings there, like mosque for Muslims, and it has temples, and it has Jain temples, different kind of, and Buddhist temples.
Wow.
It has a place where Buddha gave his first lecture in the world.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it's called Sarnath. You ask any Buddhist people, they know about it.
Sarnath.
Yeah, Buddha gave his first lecture sitting under a tree, and the tree has been preserved there from ages.
Man,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
yeah.
Wow. Now, are you Buddhist?
No,
What religion are you?
I'm Hindu.
Hindu. Okay. And there's Hindu temples
Yeah.
naturally. Okay. What is the difference between, say, a Buddhist temple and architecture and a Hindu temple? Do they look the same?
Not exactly, because Buddhist temple, okay, it has Buddha basically, right? But
Right.
Hindu temples have like 33,000 gods. So you go in different temples and you find different creatures, like different sculptures sitting there. So it's just,
Are there really 33,000
there
gods in
are really
Hindu?
33,000 gods. But I think I know maybe not even 50 of them.
Oh, really?
But come on, basically it's just God.
Right,
You
right.
just see them in different forms. That's it. So.
Okay. Well, of the different forms, which is a more popular one? Which is a very common one?
I think Shiva, because they say he's the he created the earth, so I
Shiva.
think, yeah, Shiva.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And is your town, is it big? Is it small? Is it medium size?
I guess bigger than Beppu, but yeah, it's like medium, not very big, not very small.
Okay, well, sounds like a good place. Are you,
Yeah.
do you see yourself living there forever when you get older?
I wish to, but I don't think so that I would be there
Oh,
for my
why?
life, because if I think about my career right now, I prefer being in Japan for at least 5 years. And even if I go back, it would be some other city or bigger city where I'll be working, because my place, we don't have job opportunity so much, because it's not even a manufacturing area or an industrial area. So I don't think so.
Mm. Okay, thanks. Michael, what time did you get up this morning?
About 7. No, 6.
Really? Is that like your normal schedule?
I usually get up around 6, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to bed around 11, get up at 6 on a good day. Sometimes go to bed later.
Yeah. Do you have to have an alarm clock when you get up?
I sometimes set an alarm if it's a really important day, but I almost never need it. You know what I mean? It's just like a backup.
Right, right. Yeah, I always wake up at first sunlight. Like I can't sleep once it's light outside.
You're kind of like a natural animal.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I never use an alarm clock. Now you have a beautiful dog. I saw your dog
And
around.
she will sometimes wake us up
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
because she has a natural cycle. So at 6 in the morning, bam, you start to hear her wagging her tail or scratching or
Yeah.
trying to get attention. Time to get up.
That's so cool. I want a dog. Yeah. So do you walk your dog in the morning?
Yeah, and that's another ritual I have is she needs a walk early in the morning. So I've got this route. It's about a 2-mile walk that we go on, almost the same exact route every morning. It takes
Oh,
about
really?
30 minutes or so to do.
So in some countries or places you need a leash for your dog so your dog can't get away from you. Do you have a leash for your dog?
Yeah, I keep her on a leash when we're walking where there are other people because a lot of people are not comfortable with big dogs around.
Right.
But she will stay close to me even without a leash.
Right.
But I do it for their comfort. But
Yeah.
if we're in an open area, I'll let her off the leash, and she loves that.
That's so good because I'm a runner and it always freaks me out when I see people with their dogs and they're big and the dogs aren't on a leash.
You kind of wonder, is this dog safe to go past? Or...
Well, yeah, and plus I'm running behind the owner of the dogs, and so I might startle the owner and startle the dogs, and then the
right.
dogs might be protective and attack me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I actually holler in advance, "Hey, I'm coming, I'm coming."
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
oh, cool. Thanks, Mike. Hey, Michael, I just met your wife. She's a really nice woman.
Hmm.
Really friendly.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, we met a long time ago. We've been married a lot of years now.
Uh-huh.
And
How did you meet actually?
oh gosh, we met back when we were both students at Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona.
Uh-huh.
And I had volunteered to be the one of the tour guides for new students, foreign students who were, just coming in for that school year.
Uh-huh.
And it was the end of August, and it was very steamy, very hot day. And I remember I met the students. There were maybe 4 or 5 of them waiting in front of the student union for this walking orientation tour of the campus. It's a beautiful campus, by the way. And so, I remember, she was sitting on this bench, and I went, and she smiled at me, I smiled at her, and there was some kind of spark,
Yeah, yeah. Like a
right?
connection.
There was a connection. There was a connection there. And we went on this walking tour of the campus, and when we were done, I kind of reluctantly sort of said goodbye to her and the rest of the group, and kind of said, "See you around." And I think the next day, even she went and found out who I was and where I worked, and she dropped in my office and
Wow,
said
that's pretty
hi.
cool. It's pretty romantic.
It was very cool, very romantic, and funny thing is that particular bench
Yeah.
where we met on our anniversary, 20th anniversary, we went back to the campus
No way.
where we met, and we took a picture of ourselves on this same bench
Oh,
because this is where we first met.
what a great story.
It was very cool to go back there.
So, in terms of your personality, how are you guys similar?
How are we similar? Oh man, I think we're more different than anything.
Yeah.
I think our biggest similarity is that we're both so different. In other
Uh-huh.
words, that we're both very tolerant
Yeah.
of people who are different. And so we kind of get along. We have an understanding that we're going to misunderstand each other most of the time,
Right, right.
but we sort of approach that with a kind of humor
Yeah, right.
and flexibility. So I think that's what makes our relationship work, is that we've got that kind of agreement.
So, do you think that's the key to any successful marriage?
Is not getting so upset at misunderstanding each other, or kind of using misunderstanding as a way of getting to know each other.
Mm.
I think that is one of the keys.
That's nice. Thanks.
Sure.